Greetings YouTube, Skill Incarnate bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Welcome to a first look at a hot new space flight simulator called Chorus by veteran developer Deep Silver. Chorus returns to the golden age of flight simulators, like Starlancer and FreeSpace, but instead of the familiar format where the player must complete a set of missions in a traditional campaign, the game is instead presented in an open sandbox format, allowing you to explore the universe across several sectors, choosing what missions you want to undertake and what factions you want to side with. When doing a review for PlayStation games, I generally wait until completing the campaign, but Chorus is a massive game with a huge number of missions and side content to explore across its massive universe. Some players have advised the campaign takes at least 40 hours to complete, not counting the additional content, so it will take me a while to finish the game. However, from my experience playing the game so far, I've been deeply immersed in the campaign. Furthermore, the PlayStation currently only has a handful of space flight simulators, and fewer still which are of a high quality, so this game was a must play for me. Chorus follows the story of Nara, a talented pilot who was once a commander in the gigantic cult called the Circle. The Circle seeks to unite all of the people of the universe under their banner. But as their methods become more authoritarian, Nara begins to question the righteousness of her actions, resulting in her decision to defect after she's ordered to wipe out a planet for refusing to join. Nara now lives a life of a scavenger, working for a colony called the Enclave, who are trying to live in peace far from the war. The player begins the game in the Enclave's hidden base, doing a variety of missions such as exploring old wrecks to salvage supplies, protecting the colonists from attacks by space pirates, and doing odd jobs like deliveries and repairs. After completing several missions for Sav, the colony leader, gathering ships and weapons, you'll find that the Enclave is preparing for a war with the Circle. The Circle have returned, subjugating all of the other colonies in the system with their massive fleet. Nara, who is conflicted about going into battle with her former allies, is forced into action when the scout fleet locates the Enclave and begins slaughtering the colony. Although she's able to rescue her friends, Nara is overwhelmingly outnumbered and must begin to work with the Enclave to build an army to defend against the Circle fleet, exploring the universe in search of supplies, weapons, and allies to join the battle. The early missions of Chorus help the player get comfortable with the ship controls and the mechanics of basic combat as you prepare the Enclave for war. There are a huge number of side missions in each sector if you're willing to explore and visit most of the points of interest. These unlock ship upgrades, new weapons and credits to further enhance your fighter at the Enclave shipyard. You'll need all of these to stand any chance of surviving a pitched battle. As I explored the sector, I found mining stations, factories and military bases, with various factions going about their daily lives, including mining asteroids, ferrying goods and occasionally fending off pirate attacks. These locations offer missions ranging from defending miners to destroying pirate bases and participating in the odd race against other pilots throughout the system. You can even locate and plunder abandoned capital ships and derelict stations for military supplies. The missions were so varied, I found myself forgetting the main story as my wanderlust took over and I explored every inch of the sector for shiny new upgrades. I believe this was the intended way to play the game, as your starting ship is woefully unprepared to survive against multiple foes, without seeking out some of the upgrades like missile launchers, plasma guns and enhanced shields to even up the odds. The best aspect of Chorus for me was the tight controls and the fast-paced and precise combat. Your starting ship is weak, but extremely agile, allowing you to boost, turn and barrel roll at incredible speed. It took a little bit of practice to get used to navigating at high velocity, but before long I was boosting through asteroid belts, winning races against crack pilots, and dodging mines and debris as I explored derelict ships and abandoned stations. Combat also takes place at breakneck speed, with squads of pilots that can cut your ship to pieces in seconds, challenging even seasoned pilots like myself until I learned to take advantage of my ship's maneuverability. After a few battles, I ducked and weaved enemy fire like a pro, jinked through missile barrages and decimated enemies with missiles and chain guns. A highlight of the game for me was the capital ship battles. These require you to take out a capital ship. In order to do this, you need to target and destroy subsystems of the ship, like engines and weapon systems. You can even blast holes in the hull, so you can attack from the inside and escape before they go critical. In addition to being an ace pilot, Nara also has access to powerful psychic abilities called rights. These allow her to do things like scan for enemies, maneuver a spaceship at high speeds, and later in the game even teleport. Currently, the PlayStation library in my opinion has a disappointing selection of quality flight simulator games. Chorus is a fantastic addition. It has excellent controls that feel optimized for the PlayStation DualShock controller, with fast-paced responsive combat, ships that have real momentum and weight, and weapons that are powerful and punchy. The game's universe is massive, with 7 huge sectors to conquer. The side missions were more varied than many other open world games I've played, opting for a wide variety of missions to keep players interested and more importantly offer an opportunity to practice your skills before tackling the more difficult campaign missions. The game's graphics were absolutely stunning, with space stations, asteroid belts and ships being displayed in great detail. The photo mode was a fantastic addition to showcase the game graphics too. If I had to make one complaint, it was that there was only a small range of ships available to pilot in the game, with the player's starting ship and later on the Forsaken fighter used for most of my experience. However, there are hundreds of unlockable upgrades, allowing you to tailor your ship to your playstyle, which somewhat offsets this limitation. I look forward to giving you an update when I'm further into the campaign, but for now I suggest checking this one out on Steam or PlayStation if, like me, you've been feeling a little starved for a decent flight simulator game. I look forward to you joining me next time when I cover another indie game. Until then, Skill Incarnate, out.